I want to show you how to quickly write the equation for a sinusoidal function like this. The first step is look at the initial value, which is right there, right where it starts at time 0. Not time 0, when x equals 0. And you draw your midline right through there. All right, then once you have that, you want to go how far up and how far down you're going. It should be the same in both directions. And then lastly, you want to see the ending value, which would be right there after one cycle. So you kind of got to look at your picture real quick and say, if I started here, I go up and down, and then I repeat, so that's one cycle. So midline, you got to find your amplitude, and you got to find your period. Now, so simply, all we do here is we want to write the equation. So first of all, we know we went up 1, 2, 3. So we have the first number here is 3, because that is your amplitude. Now, next piece, is it a sine or cosine? Well, if you look at this carefully, do you see how we started in the middle, and it makes this S look? It kind of looks like that. Looks like an S, actually. If you look at that, that is a sine. Sines always start at the midline, and it also looks like an S. One cycle looks like an S. So we know now this is going to be a sine function and not a cosine function. All right, so the next piece, we want to know what goes in here is the period. So how far is this? Well, it went 8. One cycle is 8 units. And your answer inside is not an 8. It's 2 pi divided by 8, which when you reduce that, you get pi over 4. So what that means is you have pi over 4x as your inside piece. So your period, again, is 8, but your value in here is going to be pi over 4. Next, you want to look at the midline. Come next. What's the middle? It's at 2. So we would have the middle is going to be at 2. And we are done for that one. Let's try to make the equation for this really quick. So initially, we start here at -7. So we're starting at -7. And after one cycle, we're going to end right here. So if you look at that, that's going to be one period right to there. All right? And then next, we got to look at how high and low is this? Well, going from here to here. So it's going from here to here. So we got to look for a midline, which looks like it's right about in the middle right there. Let's see. Are we going up and down the same amount? Let's see. Did we go up and down the same amount? That means that would be the midline. And yes, we're going up 5, down 5, and our period is 2 pi over 3. So let's put this all together. First step is to write the equation. We got to decide if it's sine or cosine. Well, since it started at the lowest point, and you go up and down to make one cycle, that doesn't look like an S. That would be a cosine look. So this one would be a cosine. All right. Next, what will go in the front? What's the amplitude? Well, we went up 5 and down 5. So that would be a 5. But since we start at the lowest point, it's a -5. If you think about it, didn't we start below the midline and we're going up? So this would be a -5 in front. Now, what would go in here? Well, it's not 2 pi over 3, but the period gives us our middle number. So we're going to take 2 pi divided by 3. All right, what are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to take 2 pi and divide by 2 pi over 3. Okay, to do that, what you do is you then do 2 pi times 3 over 2 pi. And when you do that, you cross those out and you get 3. So what you're going to have inside is a 3x. And then on the outside, you got to put that midline of -2. That midline goes on the outside. So on the outside, you will have a plus, not a plus, a -2, and that would be your equation.